Okay, sir.
Now, team, we are working for the US side trips. Today, the module is US side trips. Okay. Now, how the US side trips works? Okay. Now, for example, if you really want to work for the US market, UK market, India market, so we have to have this information in place. Okay. So in US market, we work for 6 time zone. One is Hawaii time zone. Then we have Alaskan time zone. Then we have Pacific time zone. Then we have Mountain time zone. Then we have Central time zone.
Central time zone.
Eastern time zone.
Eastern time zone.
And with every time zone, we have a slightly difference is for 2 hours. Is it clear to you, my team?
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी sir.
Now, let me tell you, for example, the first basically will work for this time zone, this Pacific.
Pacific.
So in Pacific time zone, we have
Pacific time zone.
the state, Washington,
Washington.
Seattle is a city, and Tacoma is a city. So we have two main see the main city is Seattle, and Tacoma is a offline points. Now, what is offline and online point? Let me explain to you. Now, what is offline point and what is online point, which we work for the US market? See, off. So, did you get my screen?
Yes,
See,
sir.
हाँ जी sir.
offline points are those points where we have less operation. Less operation is what? Less operation in terms of the flight. Now, for example, team, like we have a state is Washington, right? WA. We have two main cities, one is Seattle and Tacoma. So my team, if your traveler want to travel to Tacoma, so we have to give a flight till Seattle, and from Seattle to Tacoma we have to give them a domestic flight. Is it clear to you? You
हाँ
understand?
जी
Yes.
sir.
Jessica, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Now, for example, we have a second which is OR. OR state stand for Oregon. Oregon. Let me
Okay.
write it down for you. The OR state stand for Oregon. So I can say Reagan. So Oregon is a state. Is it clear to you, my team?
Yes, sir.
Oregon is a state, and US will do a lot of times. Okay. Oregon is a state. Okay.
Hmm.
Now in Oregon, we have city is Portland.
Hmm.
Portland, and over you see the city of Ontario.
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी sir.
Ontario is a Ontario and Portland.
Hmm.
The code of Portland is PDX, P for
Hmm.
Peter, T for Delta, and X for X-ray. But
Hmm.
how I will come to know? The Portland code is PDX. So if you will sit in the system, right, you can
Hmm.
do entry of dot CE,
Hmm.
then you can say Portland.
Portland.
Is it clear to you? And the
Yes, sir.
previous code will get generated.
Yes, sir.
It clear to you, my team?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And obviously, we have one small city which we call as Ontario. So, for example, listen to me very carefully. Now, for example, your traveler will say, I want to travel to Ontario. Okay. Because Ontario is an offline point over here.
Hmm.
Ontario is an offline point over here. Okay.
Hmm.
Then
Hmm.
what we can do is we can give the flight till we have to see the nearest online point of the city. Now, for example,
Okay.
Ontario is an offline point. Portland is
Anji.
also an
Is
offline
a
point. Portland is
okay.
also offline point. Clear?
Okay.
But we
Yes,
have
sir.
city of Seattle, which is an online point. So what I will give the flight to Seattle, and
Hmm.
Seattle to Ontario. I can give them a domestic flight.
Domestic flight.
Clear to you?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Clear, team? Okay.
हाँ जी sir.
Hmm.
हाँ जी.
1 second. One second here.
Okay sir.
Now, for example, आपको मेरा स्क्रीन दिख रहा है ना टीम? Okay.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
Now, team, we have a state which is CA. CA stand for California. CA stand for
हाँ जी
California.
कैलिफोर्निया
Is it clear to you?
हाँ
Yes,
जी
sir.
Basically, California is a state. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
And if the state is California, we have three main cities, which is San Francisco,
San Francisco, Los
Los
Angeles,
Angeles, San Diego.
लॉस
and Diego.
Is it
एंजल्स
clear to you?
सैन डिएगो हाँ जी सर
Now, San Francisco code is SFO. The code of San Francisco is SFO.
SFO
The code of Los Angeles, which is
Hmm.
LAX. The code of
Okay.
Los Angeles is
LAX
LAX. Clear?
Hmm. Yes, sir.
The
LAX
San
हाँ जी सर
Diego. The code of San Diego is
Hmm.
SAN.
SEN ठीक है सर
Hmm.
Now, team, we have one more city. Let me write it down for you, which is the same in California. It is not mentioning over here. This is, it's not mentioned over here, which is Sacramento. Sacramento is a city of California, which is SAC, Sacramento. So, team, in California state, we have four main cities. Repeat after me: San Francisco,
San Francisco,
SFO,
Los Angeles,
Los
SFO,
Angeles,
सैन फ्रांसिस्को
LAX.
Diego, SA,
लॉस एंजल्स
and
सैन डिएगो
Sacramento, SAC. Is it clear to you?
Yes,
सैक्रामेंटो SAC हाँ जी सर
No. Now we have the state which is NV. NV is a state which we call as Nevada. Let me write it down. NV. NV is a state, Jessica, whenever you will face your interview for the US market, they can ask NV, what is NV? You can say Nevada. Nevada is a state, and you do understand because you're working for the market now. Nevada.
yes, sir.
Is it clear to you? So
Yes,
Nevada is a state. Okay. Then Nevada is a state. We have a city is Las Vegas, very famous
Los
city,
Angeles.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The code of Las Vegas is LAS.
Okay, sir. AS.
LAS. Obviously, Jessica and Kajal, if you want to know the code, you have to
LAS ठीक है सर
dot CE. In Galileo, you have to do the entry of dot
CE
LASVEGAS. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And one code we have, see, you know, whenever you face now, for example, Jessica, you face an interview and you will say, yes, I'm very expert in US. They can ask, okay, where is Reno? So you have to know where is Reno. You will say Reno lies in Pacific time zone and is an offline point. Reno is an offline point. San Francisco is an online point. Online. Los Angeles
ठीक
is
है
an
सर
online point. San Diego, online point. Sacramento, online point. Is it clear to you?
Yes,
But
sir.
Reno, we have offline point. Now, and Las Vegas is also online point.
Okay, sir.
Now, for example,
ठीक है सर
let me tell you, if you will face an interview, how this pattern works. Acha, Jessica and Kajal, did you watch my all the sessions for
Yes,
Lufthansa
sir.
Airlines, Hubbies, Frankfurt, Munich? You learned?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
हाँ
good.
जी सर
Now, for example, if I ask to you in an interview,
Hmm.
clear?
Hmm.
What is Nevada? You will say Nevada is a state which lies in Pacific time zone. I will say, what is the two cities of Nevada? You will say it's Las Vegas and Reno.
And really. Okay, sir.
There are a lot of points which will work for the US market, but gradually we will pick the pattern. Is it clear?
Okay, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
repeat after me. Washington is a state.
Washington is a state.
Seattle is a city.
Seattle is a city.
And Tacoma is a city.
Tacoma is a city.
एंड टकोमा इज अ सिटी
Reagan is a state. Portland is a city.
पोर्टलैंड इज अ
Seattle
सिटी
is a city. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
California is a state.
California
California
is
is
a
a
state.
San
state.
Francisco is a city.
San
San
Francisco is a
Francisco is a
city.
city.
Los Angeles,
Los Angeles,
Los Angeles,
San
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 Diego,
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 and Sacramento.
Sacramento,
Sacramento is a city. Are cities.
Then we have Nevada,
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 we have Reno and Las Vegas.
Reno,
Reno,
and
and Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Now, we have empty. Empty stand for Montana. Let me write it down for you.
Montana. Okay, sir.
Montana is a state. These
Okay.
to understand.
State.
Montana.
Montana.
Montana is a state in US. Montana. Is it
Okay.
ठीक
clear?
है सर. हाँ जी
Yes,
सर.
sir.
Okay. So Montana is a state. We have a city,
Hmm.
Helena, offline point. Helena is my
Hmm.
offline point.
Hmm.
Billing is my offline point. You have, I will send you this screenshot also in your WhatsApp. The same screenshot you have to understand. Now, Jessica, if you really want to grab, uh, uh, a good salaries and you want to be a like professional in this industry, so
Hmm.
see, because in basically in travel market, US is very famous.
Hmm.
Okay, I will say Montana is a state, Helena
Hmm.
and Billings.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
and obviously it is very good for the youngsters. If you
Okay.
in very young age, now for example, you will come to know a lot of things. Okay, obviously it would be your skills also, like how you are facing your interviews, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And once you will get selected, clear.
Hmm.
Obviously, if you work hard over there, you will get a very good salaries for the US market. I'm not talking
Okay,
for
sir.
India market. I'm only talking for the US market right now. Clear? So we
Yes, sir.
have Idaho, EID. ID we call as Idaho. So to understand, ID stands for Idaho.
Idaho.
I-A-H.
Idaho.
And the city is Idaho Falls.
I have four.
Idaho Falls.
And this is again an offline point. So in mountain time zone, we have Montana offline point, Idaho offline point. Then we have UT. UT we have Utah.
Uttar.
Utah basically we have a state and your city is Salt Lake. Salt Lake
Okay.
City.
Salt Lake City.
The code of Salt Lake City, I cannot say offline point. The Salt Lake City is my online point because we do a lot of combination. See, what is online point?
Okay.
We make lot of combination. Jessica will explain to you in the Galileo. Monday onwards we'll do Galileo, right? We make the
Okay.
combinations. How we'll make the combination, I will explain to you. So Salt Lake City, the code is SLC, is an online point.
SLC.
Is it clear to
Okay,
you,
sir. Yes, sir.
Jessica?
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी.
Then we have Arizona, AZ. AZ is a state which we call as Arizona. And don't need to pen down. Just listen to me. Arizona.
Arizona.
AERO, AIAERI, Arizona, ZONA, Arizona. So in Arizona, we have two main cities. One is Phoenix and
Hmm.
Tucson.
Tuck.
Phoenix and Tucson. So
Hmm.
Jessica
Tucson.
and Kajal, Phoenix is my online point,
Okay, sir.
and Tucson
Online point.
offline point. And obviously, if you want to know the code, you can
Offline point.
Phoenix. Clear? The code of
Yes,
Phoenix
sir.
is PHX online point. The code of Phoenix is PHX.
HX.
PHS.
Yes,
ठीक है sir.
PHX. Is it
Okay.
clear to you? The
Yes,
code of
sir.
हाँ
Phoenix
जी
is
सर.
PHX. Is it clear to you, my team?
Yes, sir. Yes,
हाँ जी
sir.
सर.
Then we have a CO. CO. CO.
Hmm.
Colorado is a state. Colorado.
Colorado.
O
Colorado.
Larado. Colorado is a state.
DO.
Hmm.
Colorado is a state. Denver is a city. And see, we have two main cities. In mountain
Hmm.
time zone, we have two online point. One is Salt Lake City and
Okay.
one is Denver. Denver is
Denver.
online point. Is it clear to
ठीक
you?
है.
And the
Yes,
code
sir.
is DEN. Is it clear to you?
DEN.
Yes, sir.
हाँ
Clear?
जी सर.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir. So, like,
Then
I got
Yes,
to
sir.
know about domestic flights. Like, if a person has to move from, like, if he has to fly to Tasema, then he will be taking a US, US any airline. Then it will transfer him to settle because that is an online point. After that,
exactly,
from there, okay, cool. ठीक है sir, समझ
exactly.
आ गया.
Clear. And
Yes.
see, abhi to right now you're just learning, right? You're just doing theoretical. The moment
Mm-hmm.
you will do the practical, you will come to know a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
because you will do it from yourself. Then I will give the
Yes.
system, I will instruct you
Mm-hmm.
the command, and you will do it yourself. Is it clear to you that how
Yes,
we
sir.
can do practice? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear. Okay. So
100.
we have NM. So New Mexico is a state.
Okay.
Right now you just have to understand about these online offline points, because first you have to see how you can enter in this world of this
Mm-hmm.
travel.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है,
Yes, sir.
US
I'll
time.
say what is Albuquerque. So Albuquerque, it is not Albuquerque, it is Albuquerque. Over here it is Albuquerque, but we call it as Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, yes. The code of Albuquerque is ABQ. Is it clear?
ABQ. ठीक
Yes,
है
sir.
sir.
Is it clear to you? So
100, sir.
basically, this is my now offline point. Yes. Now, for example, any traveler want to travel to Albuquerque, I can make my combination from Denver. I
But,
can make my combination from Salt Lake City. I can make my combination from Los Angeles. I can make my combination from San Francisco. That how we can, give them a very competitive fare.
okay, sir.
I have to check all the combinations and I can give them. Sometime it happens like every flight has been sold out and the fare is coming very expensive. So I have to go for with this manual route. Okay, can I take the flight to Seattle, then to Albuquerque? May the fare can drop down. Sometime it happen that
Mm-hmm.
fare is coming. Now, for example, till
Mm-hmm.
Seattle fare is coming 60,000, but till San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco fare is coming 35,000.
Mm-hmm.
Till
ठीक है
Seattle
sir.
fare is coming 60,000.
60,000.
But again, maybe you'll check San Francisco, it is coming 35,000, 40,000, and there from there you can take a domestic flight. Is it clear to you?
Okay, sir.
But we have to
Yes,
understand
sir.
about the online offline point and the location. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes,
Now
sir.
we have TX. Texas
Okay.
is a
Texas.
very, very biggest state, very biggest state. Texas. TEXA,
Texas.
that lies in Central Time Zone. Okay, Texas.
Okay.
In
Mm-hmm.
Texas, we have three main cities. In one state, we
Mm-hmm.
have three main online points. See, in Mountain is a state. Sorry, yes, Mountain. We have only two main cities, Salt Lake City and Denver, the two online points, right? But in Texas, we have three online points. One is Dallas,
Okay.
one is
Austin.
Austin,
Mm-hmm.
and one is Houston.
Houston. Okay.
So pen down, please. The code of Dallas is DFW. Clear?
DFW.
DFW.
DFW. Is
Hmm.
it clear to you, Jessica?
Yes,
हाँ
sir.
जी.
Kajal?
हाँ जी,
Yes.
हाँ जी sir.
Austin is AUS. You want me to write it down or it's fine?
No, 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 sir, it is fine. Sir, even though, do you think we should like jot it down in our notes? I guess all this information will be there in books.
No.
Acha, okay.
You know what? There is no book. Yes. There is no book who can define you offline online points.
Okay.
Okay sir.
Because you
Mm-hmm.
know what? That's why it is a practical training. Whatever we have learned from this industry, there
Mm-hmm.
is no book who can tell you offline point and online point. Here, routing training is not at all available in the books.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Clear. Now, for example, if there will be maybe if they mentioned a book also, but no, there's no book designed by these routings.
Okay, sir.
Okay, see how I am giving you this routing because I worked practical already. I worked
Hmm.
practical, and the practical we because we also learned from some of the trainer when we were of trainee. We also
Mm-hmm.
learned as a trainee. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So after spending a lot of years, we observe, yes. So why ITA now, for example, the ITA students, they do theoretical. Why they face a problem? Because they are not aware of these things.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है सर.
So
हाँ जी, sir.
see, you know what? Now you
Hmm.
when you make a route, you have to understand Dallas, Austin, and Houston. Now, for example, you want to travel to San Antonio. San Antonio is a city which is an offline point.
Okay.
Amarillo.
ऑफलाइन पॉइंट ठीक है सर.
Amarillo, basically, we have a city which we call as a offline point. If I'll say I want to travel to Amarillo,
Okay.
is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
If I can say quiero, if you get a Spanish client, I will say quiero viajar a Amarillo. Well, I want to travel in quiero viajar. Well, I want to travel. Viajar is want to travel in Amarillo. Then you will say Amarillo. Okay. Then you will book till Dallas. You can book till Austin. You can book
Lost in
till Houston,
hostel.
and then you can take a domestic flight.
डोमेस्टिक फ्लाइट टू एमरिलो.
Amarillo.
अमरियो.
Amarillo.
Yes, LL sound
Amarillo.
is because that is Spanish. Amarillo. Okay. So
Amarillo.
we have
अमरियो.
San Antonio code is SAT.
SCT. Okay.
And you can also, the moment you will go on the Galileo, I can explain to you like .c you will put and you can put the name
Yes,
and
sir.
get a code. Houston,
Yes,
we
sir.
have IAH.
Okay.
Dallas, we have DFW. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
And Austin, we have AUS. Clear?
Okay,
यूएस.
sir.
हाँ जी सर.
Then we have New Orleans.
Hmm.
New Orleans is a city.
Okay.
We have which is a LA, Louisiana.
लुजियाना.
Hmm.
Louisi. I understand something, it can be very boring for you. What is this going on? But we have to do this.
हाँ जी, sir.
नो 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 सर.
Is it clear to you? So
Yes, sir.
New
यस.
Orleans,
Hmm.
Louisiana. Do you want to write it down, Louisiana? Okay, I will write it down for you. Louisiana, we have.
Sir, you can just spell it out. We'll write by
Okay.
our own.
All right, all right, all right. I can say Louisiana. Okay, Louisiana.
ओके सर. थैंक
New
यू सर. हाँ जी सर.
Orleans. The code is MSY. The code of New Orleans
MSY.
is MSY, and everything in the system you can say .ce. But why I'm telling you, you have to learn code because at the time of interview they can ask to you. Now, then we have OK. OK is a state of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay.
Oklahoma is a state, and the city
Hmm.
is Oklahoma City.
ओक्लाहोमा सिटी.
The code is
Hmm.
OKC.
Okay. Okay.
ओके सी. हाँ जी सर. ठीक
Okay.
है.
Then we have KS. KS stand for Kansas. K
Kansas.
E N
कैंसस. ठीक है सर.
S. That's a state. And the city is Goodland and Dock City. These are my
गुडलैंड.
offline points.
डॉट.
Goodland and Dock City is my offline point. New
डॉट.
Orleans is my online point. Pen down, please. Okay.
ऑनलाइन
I'm saying
पॉइंट.
that recording. So are you you pen down your notepad, or you will see the recording, then you will pen down.
Yes
Sir,
sir.
writing in the notebook.
We will see the recording.
Okay. New Orleans MSY,
Hmm.
and which is an online point. We have Oklahoma City, we have online point.
Okay.
So what are the online points? See, in central you have a lot of, so we make a lot of combination from the central time zone. Like we have Austin, Dallas, Houston, New Orleans, Oklahoma. See, for example, I asked you now, for example, Jessica, you come over here for interview.
Hmm.
Come over here in an interview, and I'll say, okay, you tell me, Jessica, what are the online points for central time zone? You will say, yes, we have a lot of points at Dallas, Houston, Austin.
Hostel.
So that how you can do practice. Is it clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
We have
Yes,
one
sir.
more city, which is Kansas City. Kansas City. Pen down, please. Kansas City. The code is uh, Kansas City code is MKC.
MKC.
MKC. MKC.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Kansas City. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
सर ये कौन सी स्टेट में लाई करता है?
This is Kansas itself.
ठीक है सर.
Okay.
हाँ जी.
Now we have Iowa. IAOWA, Iowa. Iowa is a
Iowa.
state. IAOWA. And Des Moines is my city. So you have to understand now. For example, I will say, hello, ma'am. I want to travel to Des Moines. You will say, okay, Des Moines, that's fine. I can give the flight to Oklahoma. I can give the flight to Dallas, New Orleans. The main city near to Des Moines is Chicago.
Kansas City.
Chicago, over here, Chicago. You have to watch my session again and again and to pen down make the notes. Chicago is my online point. Chicago.
Okay, sir.
The
Okay,
state
sir.
of Chicago is Illinois. IL.
Illinois.
Illinois. The state of Chicago is Illinois.
Hmm.
Illinois.
Hmm.
Noise. Illinois. State of Chicago is Illinois. And
Hmm.
Chicago is a state. The code
Nice.
is ORD. The code is ORD.
ORD.
Now, for example, I will say I want to travel to Des Moines, and I can
Hmm.
give the flight from Chicago, sorry, to Chicago, and from Chicago over here I can do Des Moines. Is it clear to you? See,
Yes,
over here
sir.
you see Indianapolis. I cannot say Indianapolis.
हाँ जी सर.
I can say Indianapolis. Indianapolis. DI would be
Indianapolis.
silent because there is
Indianapolis.
pronunciation also.
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis we have. So basically for Indianapolis, we have a state, Indiana, IN. The state is
Indiana.
Indiana. Okay.
Hmm.
Indiana.
Yes, sir.
Indiana is a state and
Hmm.
Indianapolis is a city. The code is IND.
Okay, sir.
Is it clear to you?
And sir, this is
Yes.
online pointer. Na?
Indianapolis, I can say offline, online both. Sometimes we can take the flight, we can take a connection through Chicago for Indianapolis. Is it clear to
Okay,
you?
sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है sir.
Okay. Then you see the city is the main city, I can say, Memphis. You see Memphis?
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी sir.
Is my online point.
Hmm.
And this is the code is MEM, Memphis. See over here we have a code is TN. The Memphis state is Tennessee. The state of Memphis is, TN, Tennessee, TENNESSEE. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
You see over here we have
हाँ
city
जी sir.
Nashville. You see Nashville?
Hmm.
Nashville is an offline point, but there are a lot of travelers. They travel to Nashville. Lot
Okay,
of
sir.
traveler they travel to Nashville. Lot
Okay,
of
sir.
yes, Nashville. So Nashville is an offline point. But is an offline point. The code is BNA. The code of Nashville is BNA. So for Nashville, I take a combination from Chicago majorly. Is it clear to you? Tell me, SL.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
From Chicago, Memphis, is it clear to you? I
Hmm.
can take the flight from New Orleans, Houston, also
Yes sir.
Nashville.
Austin, Dallas.
Yes, but majorly will work for this Chicago.
Hmm.
Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Then over here we have a city is, you see,
Yes sir.
we have over here. This is